So we've done some designing with shapes. Let's now do some designing with text. So once again, we want to open up a design area. You're going to open up your text tool, click in the design area and put in your text. The text I'm using is "Thank you for being so good this year. The elves and I have filled this sack with special things for you." And then I'm going to open up the text tool again and I'm going to write love, then text tool again and Santa, and lastly text tool, and let's do some kisses. Okay, so what I want to do is select this main part of the text and I'm going to justify it. The reason I'm doing that is to give me more space so I can see what I'm doing. And then we're going to select the fonts. So the font I used for the bulk of the text was Classic Cheesecake, and that's a Silhouette Design Store font. The number is 307521. And I used Weather Sunday for Santa, and that's from defont.com. So once you've got all your fonts done, you want to do some welding. We in particular want to weld the Santa because that is actually a script and it's going to have overlapping. With the other one, Classic Cheesecake, that's actually not going to overlap, but we're going to weld that anyway because I want to bring it down to individual letters. And the reason I want to do that is because I'm going to move everything around. Because I want this to look like a handwritten letter, I'm going to select the words as I go and I'm going to move them so that they're not uniform. So the spacing isn't uniform and I don't have defined lines. There's a little bit of variance there. So I just want to create a more natural handwritten look. So select the letters in the word, and you can see I'm not grouping them just yet because I may want to move individual letters or make individual letters bigger or smaller. So at this time I'm simply grouping or selecting and I'm moving them, but they still remain separated. So what we might do is just speed this up. Okay, so now that we're happy with the bulk of our writing, let's move our love into position. We want to bring the Santa up, but we want to use the rotation tool to turn it slightly and then slot it in there. Should fit in nicely. And then you want to pop the kisses underneath. And there we go. Our letter to Santa, our letter from Santa, is ready to go on our piece. I'm just going to resize it. I'm going to group it all together. And because I'm going to be working with it in heat transfer vinyl, I will actually flip it. So I'll mirror it. But there we go. So, okay, let's move on to something maybe a little bit more challenging for you. So let's open up a clean design area. And with our text tool, let's put in Merry. And select the text tool again and go Christmas. Now we want to select our font. So Merry I've done in Creative Block BB, which is a font.com font. And Christmas is in Sugar Candy, which is also a font.com font. So what we're going to do is we're going to make Christmas a little bit bigger just so you can see it. We're going to weld the Merry because I want to separate it. And then we're going to take each individual letter and we're going to resize it so it sort of flows with the Christmas. You can see I made the M longer. I'm moving the R's around and I'm going to make the Y longer as well. So just with those very simple changes, I've created a really fun little design. So let's do something else. Maybe we could put, let's put a line underneath, but we want it to be an interesting line. So I'm going to take this C and I'm going to copy and paste it. And I'm going to put it underneath, turn it on its side. Oops, got the H. Turn it on its side. And I think I'm just going to use my knife tool and cut it. So let's move it over here. Let's go over to the side toolbar. Let's just slice it there. Now if we use our rotation tool and we bring that around, I'll flip that back. Now if we bring them over, I think we're going to have to make them bigger so we can see. Let's zoom in a bit. So currently we have two pieces still, but if we use point editing, we can actually join them together. So if you double click, and you can see that you've got these red little circles, and you just want to bring them over on top of the other one so they match up. And let's see what that looks like. So it looks pretty interesting. And what you could do, in the bonus section, I'm going to show you how to make these little Christmas lights. But you're going to add these little Christmas lights onto that line.